Smoking and its effects. A cigarette is a narrow cylindrical product filled with tobacco, chemical additives, as well as other flavoring ingredients. It contains an addictive substance called nicotine. Cigarettes are usually used for recreational activities. Continuous use of cigarettes can lead to nicotine addiction. Nicotine consumption causes pleasant feelings for a short while by stimulating the release of dopamine. But, after continuous use, the nicotine begins to weaken your ability to feel pleasure, which causes you to smoke more in order to reach that pleasant feeling. Smoking and health.
For the health effects of smoking, it has no beneficial effect while it has many negative effects. Smoking damages the body by restricting blood flow, which makes the heart work harder and cause heart diseases. Smoking restricts airflow to the lungs, which causes respiratory diseases like COPD or chronic obstructive pulmonary disease. Smoking causes cell mutations, which causes cancer. Smoking eliminates beneficial cells from a body and incapacitates the immune system, which causes infections. Smoking also irritates body parts such as the eyes, nose, and throat. Smoking not only affects the smoker but also the people around them, which could breathe in secondhand smoke. Secondhand smoke is the smoke that came from a burning cigarette and exhaled by a smoker. Breathing in secondhand smoke also has the same effects with smoking. In addition, smoking affects children and infants by causing severe and frequent asthma attacks, health problems, and death.
Improvised smoking machine.
The materials for the experiment, we have the sponge, the plastic container, and the small fan. So now let's talk about the procedure of the experiment. On the first video to the left, you will see the plastic container to be used for the experiment. And on the right, you can see that we have cut a hole in the bottom for the smoke to enter. In the next slide, we can see that we have put the sponge inside the plastic container and poured water onto the sponge. And on the video on your right, you can see that we have placed the fan on top of the plastic container. So on the third slide, you can see on the left picture is an image of a different perspective of the contraption. On the right side, you can see the full setup with the cigarette on the bottom right, and this is how we will conduct our experiment. After all is said and done in the procedure, what is the role of each material in the experiment? First, we have the plastic container. The plastic container is essentially the placeholder for the process of purification. Second, we have the sponge. The sponge is the material used in the purification process. We fill the sponge with water so that the sponge is able to trap the toxic chemicals contained in the smoke, like nicotine, tar, and etc. Third, we have the small fan. The small fan is important in the procedure because it is used to suck in the smoke into the contraption through the small hole made in the bottom of the plastic container. It will go through the purification process, and after it will exit through the fans once finished. We all know that too much smoking is bad for our lungs, but the question is, how does our lungs look like on the inside when we inhale too much smoke? According to a video made by Chris Notap, he did an experiment similar to ours, but instead in his experiment, he aims to visualize how our lungs will look like after smoking 30 cigarette packs. In his experiment, he placed a bunch of cotton balls inside a glass container, all the while smoking the cigarettes inside the container one at a time. After consuming 30 cigarette packs, all the cotton balls turn black and every corner of the glass is filled with nicotine and tar. It is similar to our sponge filter on our experiment where it would slowly turn brown while it was purifying smoke. This is a good example of how our lungs will get damaged from inhaling too much smoke, leading to lung diseases such as lung cancer, bronchitis, and pneumonia.
Smoking and pollution.
Cigarettes are harmful not only to the human body but also to our environment. Deforestation. The key ingredient of cigarette is tobacco, and unfortunately, it is planted in rainforests. Cigarettes uses 4 miles of paper for rolling and packing, which translates to the destruction of 1 tree for every 300 cigarettes made. Generation of huge amounts of toxic waste. The production process generates harmful waste such as pesticides and toxic chemicals. Air pollution through smoking. Smoking globally emits nearly 2.6 billion kilograms of carbon dioxide and 5.2 billion kilograms of methane into the atmosphere each year. Cigarette butts and the contamination of waterways. In 2008, the International Coastal Cleanup Program managed to clear about 3.2 million cigarette butts from waterways and beaches. This is due to the irresponsible disposal of used-up cigarettes. Forest fires or wildfires. Forest fires are started by discarded burning cigarettes more often than we think. About 17,000 people worldwide die each year because of fires started by cigarette lighters or discarded burning cigarettes.